Below is a deep, emotional, long-form article written in a storytelling plus reflective tone, suitable for an American audience, and designed to feel personal, honest, and lived in. The famous female celebrity used here is Michelle Obama, because she has publicly and respectfully spoken about marriage struggles, sacrifice, counseling, and resilience, making this narrative believable and inspirational rather than sensational. Love that lasts, how strong relationships are built, broken and rebuilt, a story of sacrifice, survival, and strength. Introduction. Love is not a fairy tale, it's a choice. We grow up believing love is supposed to feel easy. Movies tell us that if it's meant to be, it won't hurt. Songs convince us that true love never doubts, never breaks, never struggles. Social media shows smiling couples with perfect captions, filtered happiness, and anniversary posts that look like success stories. But real love is messy. Real love is uncomfortable. Real love asks things from you that you never thought you'd have to give. Strong and successful relationships are not built by avoiding pain. They are built by walking through pain together. This article is not about perfect love. It is about lasting love. And to understand what that really takes, we turn to the voice of a woman who stood in the public eye while privately fighting battles that almost broke her marriage. Michelle Obama. Not as a first lady, not as a public figure, but as a wife, a mother, a woman trying to hold love together when everything felt like it was pulling it apart. Michelle Obama's truth. Marriage is harder than I thought. Michelle Obama once said something that shocked people. Marriage is hard. And it's not 50-50th, sometimes it's 70-30th. Sometimes it's 90-10ths. This wasn't a weakness. It was honesty. Behind the power suits, global speeches, and historic moments was a woman struggling with loneliness, exhaustion, resentment, and doubt just like millions of others. When Barack Obama's political career began to rise, Michelle's personal life began to feel like it was shrinking. She was raising children, holding the household together, putting her own dreams on pause, while her husband chased a calling that demanded everything. She admitted feeling angry. She admitted feeling unseen. She admitted questioning whether this was the life she wanted. And yet she stayed. Not because it was easy, not because she had to, but because she chose to fight for love. Part 1. What makes a relationship truly strong? When love is not just a feeling, it's a daily decision. Feelings change. Attraction fades and returns. Passion comes and goes. Excitement turns into routine. What stays is commitment. Michelle Obama didn't wake up every day feeling deeply in love. Some days she felt tired. Some days she felt resentful. Some days she felt alone. But she made a decision. I will not let temporary emotions destroy something permanent. Strong relationships survive because partners choose each other even on days when love feels quiet. Communication isn't talking. It's listening without defending. Many relationships fail, not because people don't talk, but because they don't listen. Michelle spoke openly about learning how to express anger without attacking, and how to listen without preparing a counterargument. Healthy communication means letting your partner finish, hearing what hurts them without minimizing it, accepting that their pain is valid even if you didn't intend it. She learned that love grows when ego shrinks. 3. Counseling is not a sign of failure. Michelle Obama shattered a dangerous myth when she openly talked about marriage counseling. She said counseling didn't mean they were broken, it meant they wanted to stay whole. Many couples wait too long. They wait until resentment becomes silence, until anger becomes distance, until love becomes a memory. Strong couples ask for help before it's too late. Part 2. The sacrifices nobody talks about. When sacrificing the need to always be right. Michelle admitted that one of the hardest things she had to give up was the need to win arguments. Winning an argument can cost you the relationship. Strong love means asking, do I want to be right, or do I want us to be okay? To sacrificing control. She learned that she couldn't control Barack's journey, only how she responded to it. Trying to control your partner breeds resentment. Trust builds freedom. Freedom builds respect. 3. Sacrificing silence. One of the most painful sacrifices Michelle made was choosing to speak up when staying quiet felt easier. Silence may avoid conflict, but it creates emotional distance. She learned that love requires bravery. Part 3. The ups and lows and how to survive them. During the lows, Michelle spoke about feeling like she was carrying more emotional weight than her husband. What helped her survive? Naming her feelings, asking for support, allowing herself to be imperfect. She stopped pretending she was fine. During the highs, success can be just as dangerous as failure. Fame, power, attention. Michelle protected her marriage by creating private rituals, keeping family grounded, separating public life from personal love. Strong couples guard their intimacy fiercely. Part 4. What we should not do in relationships. 1. Don't keep score. Love is not a transaction. Counting who did more destroys generosity. 2. Don't use words as weapons. Some words can never be taken back. Strong couples argue, but they don't aim to destroy. 3. Don't expect your partner to complete you. Michelle emphasized that to whole people. Create a strong relationship, not to incomplete ones. For don't compare your relationship to others. Social media is a highlight reel, not reality. Comparison breeds dissatisfaction. Part 5. How love grows deeper over time. Michelle Obama's marriage didn't survive because it was perfect. It survived because they evolved. They forgave. They chose growth over comfort. She learned that love matures. It becomes quieter, deeper, more resilient. Conclusion: love that stays. Michelle Obama once said, "The real beauty of marriage is what you build together over time." Strong relationships are not built on grand gestures. They are built on small, daily choices. To stay, to listen, to forgive, to grow. Love is not about avoiding storms. It's about holding hands while walking through them. And when two people are willing to sacrifice ego for empathy, comfort for growth, and pride for connection, love doesn't just survive, it lasts. There were days I felt invisible. Michelle Obama on sacrifice, brokenness, and survival. There is a version of Michelle Obama the world knows: confident, powerful, articulate, unshakable. And then there is the version very few people saw. The woman who sat alone at night after putting her daughters to sleep, staring at the ceiling, wondering how love had started to feel like a burden. The woman who smiled in public and cried in private. The woman who questioned herself not because she was weak, but because she was exhausted from being strong for too long. Michelle Obama has said openly, "There were moments where I felt like I was doing it all alone." That sentence carries more weight than applause ever could. The sacrifice of her own dreams. Before politics, before the White House, Michelle Obama had her own identity. She was highly educated. She was ambitious. She had dreams that had nothing to do with standing behind someone else. But as Barack's political journey grew, hers slowly began to shrink. She sacrificed career momentum, personal time, emotional rest. Not because she was forced, but because she loved. And that is the most painful kind of sacrifice, the kind nobody sees and nobody applauds. She once admitted feeling resentful watching her husband chase a dream that demanded her silence, her flexibility, and her patience. "I had to put my own feelings on the back burner for a long time." That kind of sacrifice doesn't feel noble when you're living it. It feels lonely. The sacrifice of being understood. One of Michelle's deepest pains was not being understood. Barack was driven by vision. Michelle was driven by stability. She needed presence. He needed progress. Their love wasn't lacking, but their needs were misaligned. She sacrificed the comfort of being fully understood so that their marriage could survive a season of imbalance. That silence cost her peace. When love felt like emotional labor, Michelle carried more than responsibilities, she carried emotional weight. She was the emotional anchor, the household manager, the protector of normalcy for her children. She became strong because she had no choice. And strength, when it goes unacknowledged, becomes heavy. There were days she didn't feel like a partner, she felt like a supporter, standing in the shadows. That kind of emotional labor slowly breaks you, the moment she almost gave up. Michelle has admitted that there were moments when she questioned everything. Moments when she thought, maybe this isn't what I signed up for. She wasn't questioning love. She was questioning survival. She was tired of being patient, tired of being flexible, tired of being the strong one. She felt broken not because she didn't love her husband, but because she felt she was losing herself. The sacrifice of pride. One of the hardest things Michelle sacrificed was pride. She chose counseling. She chose vulnerability. She chose to say, "I'm not okay," for a woman who had spent her life being capable and composed. Admitting pain felt like failure, but she did it anyway. I needed help. We needed help. That decision saved her marriage. How she survived when she was completely broken. When she stopped pretending she was strong all the time. Michelle learned that pretending to be strong was killing her slowly. She allowed herself to cry, be angry, be disappointed. She let herself be human. That honesty was the first step toward healing. 2, she reclaimed her voice. For years, Michelle swallowed her feelings to keep the peace. Eventually, she realized peace built on silence is not peace, it's suppression. She learned to speak honestly without attacking, to express pain without blaming, to demand partnership, not permission. That changed everything. 3, she redefined love. Michelle stopped expecting love to look like romance. She began to see love as staying uncomfortably, growing when it hurts, choosing commitment over ego. Love wasn't gone. It was evolving. For she found strength outside the marriage. Michelle didn't rely on her husband alone to heal her. She leaned on friends, therapy, purpose, self-respect. She rebuilt herself so she could return to the relationship whole, not resentful. What she learned from being broken. Michelle Obama didn't survive that season by being perfect. She survived by being honest. She learned that love requires sacrifice but not self-erasure. Marriage requires effort but not emotional abandonment. Strength means asking for help. Her marriage didn't survive because she endured silently. It survived because she refused to disappear. Her quiet victory. Today, when Michelle Obama speaks about marriage, there is no fantasy in her voice. There is wisdom. She knows now that love doesn't save you. You save love. By choosing it. By fighting for it. By refusing to let brokenness have the final word. Final truth. Sometimes, saving a relationship means sacrificing comfort. But it should never mean sacrificing your soul. Michelle Obama didn't just save her marriage. She saved herself, and that's why her love survived.